Hey,
Step 2,
come
get
on.
some food in you. Step 3, be real hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. I gotta play this again because I was distracted. I gotta play it again.
Wake up, brother, gonna rise the sun.
I was distracted trying to hook something
Get
up.
some food in you. Step 3,
And I'm sweating
real hard
bullets,
about what you
y'all.
want to be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up.
Hey, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.
Today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up.
Good
Today's
morning,
gonna be a
y'all.
good day.
Come
Wake up.
on in. Good morning,
Today's gonna be a
Naquanda.
good day. Wake
Good
up.
morning, Mika.
Today's
Good
gonna
morning,
be a good
Hillbilly.
day. Wake up.
Good
Today's gonna
morning.
be a good day.
Hey.
Set your affirmations, aspirations.
I got shit to do.
The aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make
Hey.
it. Set a goal you control and the steps
Let
you
me
take
give
them.
y'all
I try
a
to pick one
share
thought, have some
so that you
concentration.
know what I'm
And if I
doing
make a
over
mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's
This way
gonna be
y'all
a
can
good
see.
day. Wake up, today's gonna be a
Good
good
morning.
day.
You got your caramel frappe? Come on in.
Good
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Life ain't easy, y'all. There's a reason,
Hey.
y'all. Ups and downs, just like every different season,
Come on.
y'all. Sometimes I'm high,
Other times I'm barely breathing, y'all. I
You
try
always
to
gotta fight and hide from the demons, y'all.
negative thoughts.
Thoughts of poison they rise.
Come on.
Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time, that's how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show
Yourself.
yourself a foundation.
There we go.
Stay away from all the shit that causes damage.
There we go.
I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation.
I live my life in my head.
Like a narration.
Don't expect greatness through my best man. I take it. Hey Juanita. Hey Aquanda. What? Come on in. Hey TikTok. Yes, Vanessa and Cry. Monkey Business, Big Tie. Come on in. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. YouTube, follow me, subscribe. Come on in. Hit the thumbs up, y'all. Hey, as you're coming in TikTok, give me the hearts. Come on, tap that screen. Let's get my likes up. When you come in on YouTube, give me the thumbs up, please. Hey. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in with the hearts and the thumbs. Happy Tuesday, y'all. I told you I wasn't going into the office today. You know, it's been a stressful 2 weeks for me, but y'all, some of y'all already know that, right? You know, with my job going through changes and stuff like that. So we actually had a meeting yesterday. You just don't know mentally how fucked up layoffs can impact you, even when your job is not impacted, right? The dread that surrounds you in the environment as people have lost their jobs, it's devastating, right? And so yesterday, you know, we had a all hands meeting and the layoffs for now are done, and everyone whose job is still here. It's still here for now. But even though you want to celebrate in that moment, good morning, Ghost. Even though you want to celebrate in that moment, right? Good morning, Grandpa. I have to tell you who sings it. It's a song I got from YouTube. Even though, we want to celebrate in that moment. Good morning, Shirley, that we still have our jobs. It's hard to celebrate. And my mind has been fucked up for 2 weeks. And I messed up a little bit at work over the last 2 weeks because, I forget shit, because the mental stress of it all, right? But I'm going to work on relaxing now that I know that I got another time period at work. I don't know how long that's going to be. But these jobs, that's why I say, when I get up in the morning and I jump on TikTok and I play music first thing in the morning and people come on my live, it's been better lately. But some people will jump on my live and try to be negative. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, you wake up negative. You don't wake up happy that the fuck you woke up. You don't wake up happy that you got a roof over your head, even if you're not the happiest with the roof that's over your head. You don't wake up because you can make a cup of coffee this morning. You can fucking eat some toast. You wake up with negative shit early in the morning. It make me scratch my head sometimes, right? It make me scratch my head. You're right, Grandpa. These jobs are not loyal. Nobody is loyal, right? This is how finances work, right? This is why when people look at the economy and they start seeing eggs for $10, all of this shit trickles down. Eventually, it's going to impact the job market. Some people act like they don't give a shit when the eggs are $10 or when more easy pass lanes are popping up and less toll booth clerks are popping up, because you know what? Some people don't care because it doesn't impact them. But guess what? Eventually it will, right? We started out with shit like easy pass and people was like, okay, I like this idea. Now are we all the way over here with Chat GPT, AI shit that's taking over simple data entry jobs and different things like that, right? It wasn't thought about when it didn't affect you, right? But as the years progress, the shit just trickles down. So we got to wake up grateful for the things that we still have and the things that we still hold on to. Because what an apocalypse is going the fuck on? Okay? I mean, I don't know about y'all. Anchor, I went through the same thing, made the cut. Now they want me to apply for a higher position. See, that's that shit. That's that shit they be doing. I don't even want to be, listen, I've been management. I don't want to manage anymore. Not really. Not unless they push me to it. Because I don't want to be the one to tell somebody they ain't got a job. And I don't want to climb the ranks at this point in my life. Not really. Because I'm trying to keep my head as low as possible. I'm trying to make 6-8 more years in corporate America. For real. For real. Fuck. I'm just saying. Good morning, Fancy. Still celebrating your birthday. I love it. Juanita says sometimes people are just having a hard time handling life. They take it out on others instead of trying to fix it. And I agree with you, Juanita. And that's why when people come on my live and they be talking negative shit, I'll be like, I see you, boo. You healing? You need help? Go get therapy. You taking your shit out on the wrong people. Get somebody else to do it. Right? And you're right. Sometimes people are going through things in life and they take it out on other people, right? I understand that, but I'm going to ask you to go some fuck place else with it. Yes. Thank you, Grandpa. You ain't lying. Everything we have is a blessing, right? Everything. Good morning, Kirsten. Yes. Listen, guys, YouTube, if you want to have the podcast experience, come on over. I had a lot of people, tap in from from TikTok over YouTube, and I appreciate y'all. But if you're going to stay on YouTube, give me the hearts, all right? If you're going to stay on TikTok, give me the hearts. And on YouTube, give me the thumbs up. Hello, Evolve with Sarah, auntie. That's my auntie who lives in Louisiana. but nowhere near New Orleans. But hello, Auntie. Aquanda, my son's birthday is June 17th. He'll be 19. Wow. Happy upcoming birthday to Aquanda's son. I love that. I know, Fancy K, I'm the same way. I celebrate all month the fuck long. Okay, listen, I understand. Good morning, y'all. So, just a quick announcement. I did send out an email yesterday to all those that are onboarding for our summer soiree. So, TikTok, and for those that might be joining new on YouTube, yes, we only got 3 thumbs up on YouTube. Come on, guys. I need all thumbs up on YouTube, please. All right. For those that have signed up to going to our summer soiree, right? I sent an email out yesterday welcoming you, well, not aboard because we're not taking a cruise, but welcoming you to the summer soiree trip, right? And so we have 6 people that have signed on to go to the summer soiree. We are going to Cancun August 10th to August 15th. This is a Coffee with Friends podcast trip. Host me, raw to the bone. I mean, I'm going to make it the best that I can, right? All right. Because, it's a lot of work doing these types of things. And you know what? I thought our crowd would be bigger, but that's okay. That's okay because you know what? People have to trust me. People have to want to invest to go on a trip with me. People have to be guaranteed to know that they're going to have a good time. So that's all right. If they took a pass on this particular trip, that is the fuck okay. Because the people that are going, okay, to the summer soiree are going to turn the shit out. Okay. And we're going to show you on live and we're going to show you in our pictures and our videos that the next trip you better not miss. All right. That's it. And that's all. The resort is Kukulkan. It's an all-adult resort. You know what the fuck that means. Mind your business. Okay? Mind your business. All right? All-adult resort. Did I say that? Okay. All-inclusive. So once you spend your money on this trip, you can eat, you could drink, you could do whatever the fuck you want without spending another dime unless you sign up to go on our group trip. Right? We're going to do a group excursion together. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Right? Either we're going to do a catamaran or ATV trip. The reason why I'm saying either or is because catamaran, I am only booking an adult-only catamaran. I want to keep the adult-only energy. Kirsten, the link is in my bio. It's different prices based on the room that you pick. Right? Go to the link in my bio and click Cancun Soiree. You'll see all the prices for the rooms. And FYI, the airfare is pretty inexpensive. I was able to get a round trip airfare for less than $500. All right. And I picked nonstop. And I'm not on Spirit or Southwest. I'm on United and JetBlue. So the prices are fairly good to book your flights. All right. Ron, this is adult only, which means you could be naked, you could be topless, the fuck, whatever you want to do. You want your shit to be hanging, you want your bat and balls to hang them. The fuck, sign up. Come on, right? So I did send an email out yesterday to those that have already paid or consistently paying for their trip to let them know welcome. All right, make sure your trip is paid up by July 6th. Okay, and I will be sending out another email, okay? Another email that is NDA, meaning mind your business. And I expect everyone that's on that email to respond to me and say, I agree. Now, if you go on this trip and you responded to that email, I agree, right? You have to respond to the email, I agree. That was the agreement when I announced this trip. Everybody going on this trip has to respond to my email, I agree, right? And the reason for that is because if you come the fuck back here and post people's nudes or titties out or anything on social media and it causes them harm, they can sue your ass. So don't fuck around and come on my trip being childish. This is an adult trip sophisticated. If you can't handle it, if you're not adult enough to handle it and behave, stay the fuck home. That's it and that's all, right? I hang out with people that are not shocked by titties and ass and don't need to take pictures home and spread it all over the world as trophies, all right? Have a good time for your 5 days. Bring your ass back. That's it and that's all. Link is in my bio, right? Make sure you're paid up by July 6th. I have been promoting this trip since the beginning of the year. Actually, since the end of last year, I have been promoting this trip, giving people enough time to pay off their trip. All right. So anybody that's onboarding now, and let me tell y'all one more thing about the trip. Okay. Hey, protagonist, we miss you. Let me tell you one more thing about this trip. You don't have to go all out and get the most expensive room, y'all, because we're not going to be in the room that much. Now, I done went ahead and got the elite room, and 2 other guests went ahead and got the elite room. So there's going to be about 3 of us on the top floor of the resort in the elite club rooms, right? But that was our choice, right? I'm the host, so I had to go big, right? Hey, Kevin, good morning. I will go. I'm going to get it up there after I read the positive thought. But in the meantime, between time, the rest of you, if you want to go and it's very last minute, pick the cheapest room. The whole idea is to be outside of our rooms, right? And have a great time. All right. So link in my bio, click Summer Soiree, and you'll get all the details. The travel agent will book you, will set you up with travel insurance in case somebody gets sick while we're there. Come on in. It's an adult-only resort. If you want to look up the resort, Kukulkan, Cancun, Mexico. It's a brand new resort. It's about a year or 2 old, not even 2 years old. All right. Aquanda said, I'll be in the room all day, Raw. Well, Aquanda, it don't make sense you coming because the action ain't going to be in the room. The action going to be outside. Okay. I mean, unless you got somebody up in your room. The fuck? That part, Hillbilly, let them know. Let them know that can happen. So Hillbilly just dropped a gem for all those that might need a little bit of gem. Hillbilly said, every time I've picked a cheap room, they've upgraded me for free when I got there. Note, y'all don't have to go big, right? Get a fucking room. When you get there, you can negotiate moving your room the fuck around. Okay? Link in my bio. Come on, let's make this a thing. Auntie Sarah, you asked if this was my first Coffee with Friends trip. This is my second Coffee with Friends trip. The first one was New Orleans, right? This is my first international Coffee with Friends trip, right? And so I'm hoping that, it comes off great. We got a great group of people that are going. We're going to have a great time, right? And I'm already in planning mode for my next trip for 2024, right? My trip for 2024, 99% sure is going to be on the Virgin Voyages, right? And we're going to call it, I'm not even going to tell y'all what I'm going to call it yet, right? And so right after this trip, like literally when I fucking come back from Mexico, I am going to plan a trip to my next adventure. All right. And so if you guys don't get to go on this trip, make sure you get on the next trip. All right. I love that. All right. And in the meantime, between time, what else was I going to say about the trip? Oh, the funny thing is, thank you, Auntie Sarah. Houston. Well, Houston goes, I don't know if that's going to be a Coffee with Friends trip or I'm just coming to Houston, but we can open it up to make it a Coffee with Friends trip. We definitely can do that, but I'm not waiting for that. Like, that's going to be so soon. I'm talking November. So that's going to kind of just be me hopping over to Houston, and anybody that wants to come can come, but I'm not doing no major organization for that because I'm trying to be a cowgirl and I'm focusing on riding horses and motorcycles and shit. I can't be worried about Coffee with Friends or like that. I'm trying to be a cowgirl. You know what I'm saying? The fuck? I'm trying to be a cowgirl. So good morning, y'all. The one thing I do want to say is I'm very disappointed. This is my truth, y'all. And I know what some of y'all are going to say, right? Auntie Sarah, you might do Houston. Okay, that's a good one. I want to say this. and this is not a jab below the belt to anyone, but it is an observation, right? And I can't help myself. I got to be honest, right, with what the fuck I see. I couldn't do the spring fling in New York, Shirley. I got so much shit going on. I just wasn't able to do it. I'm literally a one-man band, y'all, right? So I'm not able to do the spring fling in New York, right? But all these trips and shit I be planning, you know, the universe shows me over and over and over and over and over. And I'm saying this publicly because my podcast is on social media, right? And I say shit on here because I mean it. Very little. When I plan these trips, right, for my show, right? Very little. I mean like little of my friends and my family support my endeavors. It's weird, right? And I look and I see my family and my friends, they travel, they do things or whatever the case be. Some of them even go to the same places that I'm booking my trips to. Some of them are even ask me advice on where to go because I've been there, but they won't sign up to go with me on my trips. You know, it's weird. And I know some people, they if they listening to my podcast, they probably say, here go that bitch down, and here she go talking about some shit. But I'm just being truthful. I'm just giving the observation of what I see, right? What I see. And it amazes me because some of these people will invite me to shit and I go and I support them. They'll have shit and I'll support them. But I'll be advertising my ass off. Coffee with friends, doing the trip. Coffee with friends, la, la, la. Talking to my friends, talking about I got a trip coming up. None of them bite. None. It's just an observation, right? And I've observed this for 3 years of my podcast being up and running. And I want to say thank y'all on Coffee with Friends who I never fucking met or don't barely know, just know based on online personalities. And I thank the motherfuckers that I've met in New Orleans and in some of the trips that I've taken based on this podcast that I ain't know y'all before. And I thank y'all. When I drop this link on this podcast, I thank the motherfuckers that I didn't know before this podcast that come on here and host with me and trust me enough to share their private stuff publicly. And I don't even know y'all. Not before this. I thank y'all. So when I say I thank you and I appreciate you, I don't want none of you motherfuckers that consistently show up here for 3 years. Some of y'all have been here from the beginning of time. And although my eyeballs don't say 1K or 100, I don't give a fuck. Some of y'all have been so committed to this show. And so committed to the shit that I want to do on this show. And I want to say thank you. Fuck that. I don't take the shit lightly. I know, Ghost, I'm getting ready to read the positive thought. After the positive thought, I'll put the link. All right? So I just wanted to take a moment out and say that shit. My show is a healing platform. We talk about, growth, toxic behaviors, shit that we grew up dealing with, shit that we're still dealing with as an adult. How do we have healthier relationships? How can we be a better us? The Black community, whatever. We talk about a lot of shit. This is not a gossip show. We sometimes gossip a little bit, but we talk about mental illness, healing, being better people, loving up on each other. That's why when I throw these trips, it's in sync, because not only are we working on ourselves, but we're getting to know other people, meet new people, expand our horizons, grow with like-minded people. Hillbilly, you ain't never leaving. Aquanda said, I feel comfortable, Roy. I can't wait to meet you. If it wasn't for this podcast, I wouldn't be going anywhere. And I love that, Aquanda. I appreciate you, and you're welcome. Okay. Thank you, Grandpa. I love it. All right, let me get up here and read today's positive thought. June 13th. June is the month of forgiveness, forgiving yourself above first and all, right? And then working on forgiving others. I'm still working on that part. There's some motherfuckers that I'm human, y'all. I'm human. Good morning, Deb. Welcome, Kirsten from TikTok. I love it. All right. Good morning. If you're coming in on TikTok, give me the hearts. Okay. I'm almost at 5K likes. I love y'all. Give me the thumbs up on YouTube. I appreciate that. June 13th. I am now willing to forgive myself for the judgments I have held about and against my father. Yesterday, we talked about the judgments and shit and being critical of your mother, right? And I've shared on this platform the relationship that I've had with my parents and the work that I had to put in to building that relationship back up. All right. And I told y'all that I know a population of people that do not have relationships with their mother or their father, and they think that they can go through life like that without it affecting them in generations to come. Good morning, Pat. The universe does not edit your vocabulary. When you use a word, it ascribes the universe concept to the word. For example, let us examine the word father. In the spiritual context, the word father means provider, protector, God, the one universe, divine mind. Consequently, when you use the word father, the universe does not search out your meaning. You say father, the universe hears God, mind, provider, protector. Come on, Justin, link in my bio. Forgive your father. Forgive him not because you want to get right or be right with God. Forgive him so that you can be right with yourself. Now, some of us on the show need to hear this, because I know for sure, based on this show, some of us are struggling with relationships with our fathers. Okay? Forgive him so that you can be right with yourself. Forgive your father whether or not he said all the right things. Forgive him whether or not he gave you the right amount of time and energy. Forgive him whether or not he was there to teach you what you needed to know about life. Forgive your father because you are confusing the universe. The judgments you hold against your father may be construed as judgments you are holding against the father. I don't know. Forgive your father because holding judgments about him and against him are constructed as judgments about divine mind. These are the judgments that cause the confusion, anger, and shame you experience or harbor in your mind. Forgive your father because until you do, the love you are seeking will continue to elude you. If you cannot forgive him, how can you ever forgive yourself for the things you have told yourself about you? Until today, you may not have realized that what you think, feel, and judge about your own father is construed by the universal intelligence as judgments about the one true father. Just for today, open your heart to the Father. Ask him to give you the courage and compassion to forgive yourself for judging your father. Today, I am devoted to opening my heart to forgive myself for the judgments I have held against my father. Baby, I cried many a nights growing up, not understanding how the fuck I ended up with the dad I had. Right? We don't pick our parents. Right? But growing up was hard for me because I remember seeing people with their mother and father and wondering what the fuck happened to me. Why is my mother living here in Queens and my dad is living in the Bronx? And why does it seem weird? And why am I not getting what I think I need to get from my parents? And I grew up questioning my whole parental situation, hating it, being disappointed by it, being angry at each of my parents. Because I'm like, why are y'all not doing it like the rest of the folks on the block? Why are y'all not together? Why is my dad over there with his other kids and I'm over here with my mom? Right? I questioned that a lot. And I blamed my dad. Right? Because I was like, what in the fuck? Like, you out here having more kids. And you know what? I always said to myself, Dad, he never had another girl. Because I'm it. The fuck? I have 4 brothers. My mom has a son, and my dad has 3 boys. Because I'm it. Right? I'm the girl. I lived for years being angry. My cousins couldn't understand my cries. They just told me, oh, it's no big deal. Stop crying. Because you know what? It was easy for them to say that to me because when they opened up their eyes in the morning, they had their parents. They had their parents. So I felt like nobody understood what I was going through. And I went through a shame, a guilt, a dislike for my dad for many years. And it took me until I was an adult. Really? And until I had my own child. Well, I wasn't an adult when I had my child because I had my child at 16. But it took those mature moments in my life, being a mother, right? And going through my own series of things being a mom to understand, wait a minute. Now here I go with a child. And his dad ain't here. What the fuck am I doing? I was repeating the cycle. I repeated the cycle. Not on purpose, but I repeated the cycle. Now my son, because my baby daddy became a crackhead, now my son is growing up, probably feeling the same similar feelings I was feeling. Where the fuck is my dad? His best friend. He hung out with his best friend a lot because why? He felt like home there. His best friend had a mom and a dad, and to this very day, he is still close to that man. And it's so ironic. My last name is White because I kept my husband's last name. And his best friend's last name is White. No relation. But Mr. White checks up on my son to this very day. That was my son's adopted dad. Right? At least he had that. Right? At least he had that. Freddie, that must have been hard. It must still be hard. Freddie on TikTok said, I know the feeling. I grew up with my mom, never knew my dad, and still don't. How do you forgive a person that you never met? Thank you, Zen. I appreciate that. I love you. Zen said, you didn't repeat the cycle. You got a do-over. And I hope I did good. Right? Because then my son had his child. Right? I want to show y'all something. My son had a child. Then he went to jail. So my granddaughter didn't have her dad either. For 8 years, 2 bids. First bid was 3.5. Second bid was 4.5. The cycle repeated, or like Zen said, another do-over. Another do-over. Right? Now my granddaughter is 21 years old. And guess what? Her and her dad are not close. Right? He does have 2 other children, a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old. Another do-over. Right? He's in the house with his youngest. So that's his 3rd do-over. Yeah. And the thing that he says to me is, I'm not leaving this time. I don't want to be outside of the house from another child. But he's going to have to repair the relationship with the first 2. Right? There's going to be a forgiveness there somewhere. He's going to have to go through a forgiveness, and they're going to have to go through a forgiveness. Kirsten says, same here. I know of him. So you know of your dad, but you don't have a relationship with your dad. So how do you navigate through life, Kirsten, and all those that may never have met their dad? They know of him. How do you get through life going through a forgiveness phase for a parent that you may have never met? Let me put the link up. I just want to get the message out there. The link is up. Come here, Ghost. I need you to say what you're saying on the thing, because you're my co-host. Come on. You, Angel, Zen, y'all are committed. Aquanda has been hopping on too. Cheryl Lee comes on every now and again. I love y'all with the love of God. I love that, Kirsten. I love that shit. Freddie said it's very hard. Never even knew his name. I often think about it. You know, it's very scary, I would imagine, not even knowing his name. Like any man that you pass in the street, do you look at them and wonder if that could be your dad? You know, this is shit that you see on TV and you wonder, does this really happen in life? Do people walk around looking at faces and wonder, is that my dad? Month of June is about forgiveness. Good morning, Mother. Deb said, it amazes me how so many of our walks are different and yet somewhat the same. Absolutely. Good morning. Oh, we got chest action this morning. Good morning, Ghost.
Morning.
So what do you say? I'm not reading your comment because you're a host. Tell me what it is on the show. What do you feel about this topic? What do you got to say? I saw your comments, but I'm not reading them. I want to hear it.
I don't say, man. I just promised myself I'll never be nothing like him. That I'll always be better. Like man, I can imagine not being in my kid's life. Man, especially my firstborn. Like that little boy look exactly like me. Like it looked like his mama had shit to do with him. You know what I'm saying? So I just told myself I better not. And I granted now it hurt growing up. Like it was painful. Like I had a lot of hate towards him. I always said if I ever saw him, I was gonna slide the shit out his ass. But I mean, man, once I grew up and I had my own kids, man, fuck you. I care less about you. I don't you know, whatever you got going on over there is what you got going on. I'm good where I'm at. You know.
So how do you explain this to your children? Because that's an aspect of their life that they're may not get. I'm not going to say not going to, because anything is possible, but may not get, right? That grandfather experience.
Because they got a grandfather. You know what I'm saying? They got one from the, well, I don't know.
The mama's side.
Yeah, one of them, yeah. I don't say, but on my side, my mama husband, they got a grandpa.
Okay.
Oh, he been around since I was going to the ninth grade.
Okay. So you have
So
a male figure in your life that your mom married.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You know. So do you still harbor ill feelings towards him, or have you forgiven yourself and him?
What I need to forgive myself for.
Take care, hillbilly. Well, I'm just asking because forgiveness, sometimes we're hard on ourselves. Sometimes we, you know, we take ourselves places because we're missing out on things, and
Right.
I don't know.
Because those thoughts that I had about him back in the gap helped evolve me to who I am towards that situation today. So no, I don't apologize to myself about shit. Uh, but I let that hate go.
Okay.
I let that go. Now I can care less about ever meeting them. Like I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like bro, I'm damn near 40 years old, bro. Man, you ain't been here by now. You ain't reached out up until now. I don't care. I'm cool.
That's a great question. So I am Jacinta said, fellas, and this is for TikTok as well. Hey Trey, this is for TikTok as well. I am Jacinta asks, fellas, how do you become the father you want to be if no one taught you or you never seen it? That's a great fucking question.
It's the feeling within yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how you want to be treated or how you want to treat somebody. You know what I'm saying? You know what you want to give this child. You know what I'm saying? Just like any other parent, like like nobody don't really know what the fuck they doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we all out here just taking it every day at a time and doing what we feel is best. You know what I'm saying? Or what we feel like is right. So I mean,
Yeah.
like I say, you do what you think. You know what I'm saying? What you want to do. You know what I'm saying? How you feel like you want shit to go. But ain't no right or wrong way. It's just your way. We all, trying every day. So
Yeah. And even if you had a father, right? Let's play on that for a minute. The stuff you learn from your father may not be the right shit either. You know what I'm saying? Because we are reading a book, or some of us are still trying to read the fucking book. It didn't start with you, right? And so your dad could have been moving in toxic ways, and it might not have been the healthiest learned lesson, picking up exactly how your dad does. So, I feel like I've had good and bad lessons being raised by my parents, right? And I take both of those and put them in a bag and mix it up and try to come up with a formula that works for me, right? Because like Ghost said, there is no handbook, there is no right or wrong in how to raise your kids, right? You're just trying to life be life in y'all, and you're trying to just get through the
motherfucker.
best way. The best way, you know. Anybody else want to answer that?
But from the experience of him not being there, I tell you how you don't want to be. Yeah, so at least you got that part.
Hmm. You don't want to be, right? The thing you don't want to be.
Yeah.
I operated out of that I don't want to be space so hard that I went too far. I feel like I went too far with the I don't. But again, there's no handbook. You do the best you can, and that's what I did. Cheryl Lee said, absolutely. Everyone has innate consciousness of what's right and wrong. You know how something makes you feel. If it hurts you, don't repeat it. Basically. But what about those people that have the opposite? They turn out to be just like their toxic dad, right? Some people don't walk away with, I'm going to be different, right? Some people come away with, they end up being the same exact way as their dad. That's really the only part to get, is staying there for them. Wait, let me go up. Freddie said, yes, I often wonder. I just never wanted to be like him. I have raised 5 of my own plus 3 others. And what was that experience like, Freddie? Do you think that you applied the right amount of parenting based on the things that you learned that you didn't want to do for your kids? And How did your mom handle it? You know, I praise my mother because when I look at these baby mamas of the new days, not all, because nothing applies to all. So I don't want y'all jumping through the screen fighting me. But I have never had or remembered an experience with my mom where she said, "Your new girlfriend can't see my kid." Let me tell you something. What I remember is my dad had a new girlfriend. He moved in with the girl. My mother would be right on the fucking train with me in hand, headed to the Bronx to the new girlfriend's house where my dad lived, and my mother would knock on the door. Bing a bang,
You off.
dong, dong, dong. Here's your child, summertime, and be gone. Right? My mother made sure that she didn't give a fuck about my dad's girlfriends, that was my dad, and I was gonna spend summers with his ass, weekends with his ass. She never ever made a stink in my presence. And none of the baby mamas have ever said out loud that my mother was a bitch.
Yeah.
These new baby mamas, y'all make my ass itch. Y'all don't know how to have blended families. And so even though my dad wasn't the best dad, my mama shoved my ass up underneath his face. Period. And I got to know him.
It's in his DNA to still cause.
Debbie said, I often feel bad for kids in foster care. I had this one kid on my caseload I took a liking to, taught him how to drive, the whole nine. The boy started stealing cars and made the news, y'all. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The fuck? Well, Debbie, you did the right thing. The fuck? You did the right thing. Turns out his biological father that he never met was in prison for grand theft auto. Oh, he wanted to be like his dad.
Man, it was in that boy.
Huh?
It was in him.
Yeah, it was in him. I am Jacinta said, I had both parents and they messed me up thinking marriage was this perfect thing. Okay, I love this spin. I am Jacinta. I love this spin. I jumped into my marriage like, what the hell is this? It was a slap in the face. I've learned from them that I need to show my kids what's real in life. Parents argue just that part. That fucking part, I am Jacinta. I'm so sick of people that be trying to.
Did you read her first half to go along with that last part you just read?
I read the first half.
Okay, that book she wrote?
Oh, wait, no.
I had both parents.
Yeah, I read that. Oh, okay. I jumped into my marriage like it was a slap in my face. Oh, and now you show your kids what's real, that parents fucking argue. I hate going to people's house and they be acting all perfect, like perfect parents, and be like, let's not argue in front of the kids. Fuck them kids. We gonna argue. This what motherfuckers do. At least stop showing these kids falsified information. It's okay. They're not gonna break. The fuck? Fancy said, dang, I hate that for the people. My father was phenomenal. Rest in peace, Kenneth Wayne. Yeah.
I was like, I wish I'd have met him. I ain't gonna care. Like from the stories I be hearing.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have met him.
Yeah, Trey was in his blood. Cheryl Lee said, wow, at Deb, that is a perfect example. It is a perfect example. We need to put a flip script on it. I'm glad she did that. Example of epigenetics. I'm doing research on that now. Cheryl Lee, you are the bomb. Can you share with us when you read all them complicated books? Oh, Deb, she missed him too. Wait, Fancy K said, oh, Lord, I just don't like baby mamas. Get somebody else to do it. Me neither. I don't like baby mamas either, but I'm going to tell you why I don't like baby mamas. Because it's the way the baby daddies act. Like, it's their fault.
Lord, here you go.
No, fuck that. It's the man's fault why we don't like the baby mamas. Right? Because it's the way the men move. Like they move stupid. Some men move stupid when it comes to their baby mamas. Like y'all give some of y'all, not all men, some of y'all men give the baby mama so much courtesy, right? And so much discretion at the risk of your current relationship. Why? Because she your baby mama. Right? And it causes animosity in your current relationship and it fucks shit up. when people are creeping around their baby mama. Fuck your baby mama. Take care of your fucking kid, right? Make sure you paying your child support. Make sure you seeing your fucking kid when you supposed to see your kid. Show up to milestone events and any other fucking events. But I don't give a fuck about how your baby mama feels and feels about nothing that goes on in my house and in our relationship. Some of these men give the baby mama too much fucking power and privilege, and that's where the clash comes in. Fuck that. And I said it.
Man, look here. You can do all the extra shit you want to. You can try to keep my baby from me. Yeah, that, you know what I'm saying? It might piss me off in that moment, but I'm the type of motherfucker where I will record myself coming to your door saying what day it is, what time it is. You know what I'm saying? Knocking on your door, showing that you won't answer and everything like that. And guess what? I will call the laws on you, ho. Stop playing with me.
Yeah, and you should.
Man, you chose child support. You chose this contract. You chose this shit. So, bitch, hold up to it.
Yep.
Hold up to it.
Yep. You know, and that's the other thing. That's the flip side. And I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings here today because that's not my goal. You know, everything is a learned lesson, right? For those that complain that they don't get to see their children.
That's your fault. I keep it real. That's your fault.
Okay, go ahead, Ghost. That's true. Because I'm going to tell you something. I know motherfuckers that call cops. Now, we don't like calling po-po, but fuck that. When you pick child support and motherfuckers is on the books, man need to roll up your nuts and call 911 when a baby mama is like, you can't see your kid. Pull up to that house and be like 911 with your custody papers, your court papers in hand and be like, what? I don't want to hear no man say they can't see their kid. Fuck out of here. Call 911.
No, it's just, you know what I'm saying, just a regular Polo Road. No, it's not Kashmir.
I know he's sitting here like fucking Casablanca in a fucking room, just open and shit, tats and shit, gold teeth smoking, hair pulled back. The fuck? I feel like I'm in a Playboy mansion. Should I take my nips out or what?
Oh wow.
You know? And so I don't want to hear it. And I be trying to have sympathy for people that be like, I don't want to see my kid. But I tell you, I swear, my son is going to be here at 10:30. I wish he was here right now because I sit his little ass right here next to me. And I'll be like, what? What the fuck I told you when you had your kid? Go to the fuck court. I was sitting in court with his ass.
I like how you said his little ass and you turn around but looked up.
Because I'm shorter than him still. I'm still shorter than him, but I promise you, and his baby mama can come on here and she could vouch for that shit. I was in court too. What? We in court together, cause I'm gonna make sure this motherfucker sit this out.
This ain't no thought, there. What did you mean say no thought? I know I am. I know I am. You know what I mean? This ain't no thought.
Wait! You know you sexy, Ghost.
I know I am.
You know you sexy. Oh my God. Okay, so Purpose Driven said, I got one asking me, what should he do? Should he do about what? Seeing his kid?
Man, I'll tell you, I got recordings still in my phone saved to this day of me having to record myself going to my baby mama door, saying what day it was, what time it is, what's going on, showing myself knocking on the door, her not answering and shit. Like, man, say, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. You gonna give me my baby.
Thank you. And if y'all are out there messing with these baby mamas that be like, you can't see the child because I don't want your new girlfriend around, call 911. Because when my son was in court, his baby mama tried that shit. Oh, I don't want the baby around. You know what the judge said? That ain't your business.
For real.
Judge said, that ain't your business. Y'all motherfuckers need to stop letting these baby mamas tell y'all stupid shit because y'all don't want to deal with the court. Y'all stand up here talking about, I don't want to deal with the court. I don't want to deal. Fuck that.
Well, Shirley, if you have your child support papers in hand when you call the police, and you know what I'm saying, showing that it is your weekend, this is what the papers say, saying this is what time you're supposed to pick them up and whatnot. No, it's shit they can do. They ain't finna say, oh, you got problems in the court. No. If she refused to relinquish that child to you, they is finna take her ass to jail right then and there. And the baby finna go with you any motherfucking way.
I've seen it. let me tell you something. I got a girlfriend. True story. She gonna kill me. I'm not gonna say her name. Right? She been to jail twice. Child support. Men do the shit too. He called the popo on her. She got locked up and went to jail. Fuck that. Right? And I was shocked. I was like, damn. And I called the husband and cursed him out. I said, how the fuck? But then I said, wait, we do it. How the fuck?
That's a
Call
person.
the popo.
That's a personal problem.
Cheryl Lee said, even with papers, the popo can show up and then you say you have to go file papers. Let them know what happened. It's always good in favor of the woman. It don't matter, Cheryl Lee.
Okay, no, we just responded to that.
No, if you got your papers, right?
Go ahead.
My girlfriend called the cops one time, had her papers in hand, and they made the motherfucker bring the child outside. So it all depends on the cop that rolls up. But even still, if the cop tells you to file papers, you still file a report, a court report. So this way, when you go to court, okay, and you file a motion, you have that police report of the incident that occurred that night. There is no excuse. Yes, it's an inconvenience, but
Yep.
some of y'all give y'all baby mamas too much fucking power.
Like sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, yeah, it's an inconvenience. Yeah, it's stressful, it's bullshit. It's shit that you shouldn't have to go through. But if you see she playing with you and your motherfucking kid, do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause clearly, she don't give a fuck about you. You know what I'm saying? She's taking her own personal hurt, and she hurting you and the kid. You know what I'm saying? Look, man. File that paper, call the laws, have your recordings, do what you need to do.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If you really want to see your kid, and I ain't even trying to hear all these motherfuckers talking about, oh, my baby mama won't let me see my kid, but you pay child support. Nigga, who the fuck is you talking about she won't let you? But you have every right to.
Right. Or the men that be like scared to get on child support, right? I'ma stand up and clap for some of the fucking men I know.
Child support,
You know
like
what? I'ma clap for some of the
child support
fucking men
kid
I know.
regardless.
Because I know some men that took their ass to court
You put they self
and
on
put
child.
themselves on child support.
swear.
You know what?
'Cause they got control over everything. They got control over it all.
Listen, I tell my man all the time, go down and get, I told my ex, because I knew it was coming. I said, you better go ahead, because it's coming. Right? You better just go the fuck ahead. Right? And my son the same way. Like, I tell people, put yourself on child support. If you know that you got a relationship with a baby mama and she's already tweaking, showing some tweak, like that, you can't see my child doing those little shits, go right to court. Don't even put up with it. Now, there's some parents that co-parent nicely, blended families, you ain't got to deal with the court. But as soon as these baby mamas or these baby daddies, like my son, I told him he was mad when he got put on child support the second time around. And I was like, listen, men complain about being on child support, but let me tell you why you're on child support. And this is my truth, and he probably gonna cuss me out for telling it. But you got to be consistent. If you're not on child support, if you give money every 5th of the month, give the fucking money every 5th of the month. Don't give the money on the 5th of the month and then the next month give it on the 20th of the month, and the next month give it on the 2nd of the month, and the next month give it on the 18th of the month. That's when baby mamas be like, nah, because the rent is due and I can't be fucking with you, so now I'm going to go to child support. And then the men be like, but I was paying when you felt like it. That's what triggers a lot of women to go to child support too. Inconsistent payments. So take yourself to child support if you're not with the child no more. Just pay the shit. Because the other thing that irritates my ass is men that coddle their baby mamas to avoid being on child support. So it impacts their new relationships.
Fuck you. Bitch, going about your way. Child support is going to be like, you going to have to pay for that kid one way or another, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you also got to look at this too. Being on child support, it may not stop her from asking you for more, from her asking you for more money.
Yeah.
But you can tell her go fuck herself.
Basically.
You know what I'm saying? You chose whatever. You chose to go through the system, and you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you put a price on your kid.
Yep.
So pay that price and bitch, make it work. Because I got shit over here on my end that I want to do and pay for my kid too, that I'm not finna ask you for shit for. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not paying child support and continuously giving you money too. So you better manage that shit right. You chose this or whatever dollar amount that they chose to give you every month. Bitch, you better make it work.
That's true, Cheryl. Keep the paper trail not only for court but for the child. That's a good one because yes, some cops will tell you to go file the papers in court. It all depends, but at least you got the paper trail. I agree with that. Deb said, "I see it happening all the time." Oh, I can't. Oh wait, Georgie, I gotta go back. Oh, Debbie said, "I see it happening all the time on social media. I see women more than men doing the foolishness. But I fault these men sometimes because they are giving mixed signals." What? Oh my, that part. Don't be still creeping over there.
Now, I will say from experience, you know what I'm saying, from past
True.
experiences or whatever, it's true. Like, man, when you done, bro, leave her the fuck alone. Like, man, I don't give a fuck how good the pussy is, how good the head is, bro. Leave that motherfucker alone. You ain't gonna do nothing but continuously bring yourself problems. Like drama. Cause as quick as it is for you to get over her, it ain't that quick for her to get over you. You know.
Say that shit again. I mean, and motherfuckers that be still giving mixed signals to their baby mama. This is another shit that causes problems in y'all new relationships because y'all are giving mixed signals to the baby mama. And sometimes it's to avoid being put on child support because you think if you be nice to them, right? You be nice to them. They're not going to put you on child support. Fuck that, right?
Man,
Fuck
real shit. One of my baby mamas put me on child support before my kid was even born. You know what I'm saying? I had the papers before that boy was born. Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Wow.
Let me tell you.
Georgie said, "My son's father used to find reasons not to send my son in the summertime, sports, camp, so I would still have to pay child support. My order suspended it for the summer since I paid for travel." Oh, I'm not knocking the cool baby mamas, but them other ones. Exactly, Fancy K. The cool ones are cool, but they're the ones that make your ass itch, baby. Baby. But let me tell you something. Sometime I'm gonna tell you these baby daddies fuel these baby mamas. Okay. Right. So I am Jacinta said, get back to the forgiveness. So even when we're in situations like this, right, with our baby mamas and our baby daddies, right, we have to learn to have healthier ways of dealing and raising our children, right? Because a lot of times, look what we read today about forgiving our father. Yesterday, we read about forgiving our mother. A lot of us are holding on to animosity because of some of the examples that we brought here today. So how do we get back to forgiveness? Thank you, I am Jacinta. I am Jacinta says she won't mess around with you at Ghost child support before the baby's born. These ninjas still be creeping. True, Fancy K, right?
I'm not sure I fully understand that. I'm not sure, was that a question or was that a statement?
Oh, Fancy statement. It looked like a statement. I ain't see no damn question marks. See, she's still going with the statement. She was still fucking with them hoes. That's a statement. How do we move past forgiveness and all of this? What if you were a product of a situation where your parents were dragging each other through court? How do you deal with something like that? Has anybody grown up under that situation where their parents were fighting over child support and visitation rights? Does anyone remember having that experience? My dad just didn't pay. He quit working.
It's like my pops just went there to fight for shit. So
My dad just stopped working, and my mother said, "Fuck it." She don't want $20 a month, so she didn't bother. Yeah, she did. My mother is on here. She never took child support.
He's like the ugly ones be the worst.
Oh! Georgie said, "My baby daddy makes protagonists right. He was raised in a house with 3 to 4 grown women that were not his mother. He acts just like a vindictive little bitch, too." Wow. Because he's angry. He's angry. He hasn't reached the forgiveness realm yet.
Oh, man.
Fancy K, and yes, the baby daddies do fuel them. I agree, they do. I watch it on a regular basis, and this is the reason. Oh my God, that I always said out loud that I never wanted to date men with young kids because I can't deal with the pettiness of the baby mama. It has nothing to do with the child. It has everything to do with the baby mama. And I have, and I'm going to admit, I have met very few men. Sorry, fellas. I'm just going to say it. I have met this small, very few men that handle their baby mamas with bravery. They're weak. They coddle their baby mamas to avoid issues. This how many men. So when I come across men with little kids, I'll be like, and people be like, you can't do that. It ain't the kid. It's the fucking baby mama and the baby daddy. It's him that's gonna get on my nerves.
It's crazy because Kenya said the same shit. Like everybody was shocked that she actually ended up dating me because everybody knows that she said she would not date nobody with little kids, and it's for that reason. With like real young kids, and it's for that reason.
Listen, I said the same thing. My ex had 4 kids, and I kicked myself. And as soon as when I thought everything was gonna be good, as soon as we start living together and shit, and the kids start coming over and they would take pictures back for where we live, I started hearing, oh, they living like they live in a hotel. They living like this. They living like that. And so all of a sudden it was like, oh, I'm gonna take him to child support court because he live in a Vida Loca. No, bitch. He was living in the Bronx in a 1-bedroom apartment. I was already living this lifestyle. He didn't add to my shit. Right? He didn't add to my shit. But now that he's here, now you want to drag him to child support court. And it was ugly. And it was ugly. All because baby mamas, sometimes the motherfuckers just need to take themselves to child support court to avoid the ugliness.
Yeah.
Right? Because it became ugly, and now my household was financially impacted, right? And she did that on purpose because the less he can give, she figured it was going to suffer me. But guess what, y'all? To her, ma'am, sir, miss, I'm still living in my apartment, and he been gone 3 years. He didn't add to my lifestyle. These baby mamas be on some shit. Stop. We have to all move with forgiveness. So baby mamas out there, I know these men might have hurt you, but for your kids' sake, we have to move in forgiveness. The relationship didn't work. Let's stop festering this hate, these complicated issues, because kids are impacted by this. And then we grow up not understanding the animosity we have against our parents. Whether, like I Am DeCinta said, in a household where marriage looked so perfect and it fucked her up, all the way to the opposite side of the realm where a relationship is so fucking toxic, out loud toxic, that it fucks your kids up. And then we as kids grow up as adults, and we have to focus on forgiveness for all of the toxic shit that we've been through. So how do we do that? And how do we do better for our children going forward? How do we do better for our children going forward? Because it was late for me when I found out, and I only had the opportunity once. I got one child. Okay?
3 of these motherfuckers.
Exactly. But Ghost, by the time I realized my shit was so toxic in my relationship with my child, because I harbored so much distaste and dislike for my parents for half of my child's child life. You understand what I'm saying? And so that filtered down to how he navigated across the family, because I was not in a space of forgiveness until way after.
Yeah.
And by the time I entered the realm of forgiveness, my son was grown. And now he's got to enter that same realm. Forgiveness of his dad. I told y'all the other day, and it brought me to tears, that he posted something that said he wished his dad was here. It was the first time ever, my son is 40, that he ever publicly posted anything about his dad. He never wished his dad a happy birthday. He never wished his dad a rest in peace. He never wished his dad shit publicly. I don't know what was going on in his mind, but out loud. And when I saw that shit out loud, I was like, wow, healing is coming. Forgiveness is coming. He is in it.
But you know, you helping him stop the cycle though. You know what I'm saying? You didn't reach your peace, you was grown, but you talk about your peace and your healing process all the time on the show. You know what I'm saying? He sees, you know what I'm saying, you healing and you doing all this and that there. He's so he can already go through it because he's learning from you right now. So he can actually project that onto his kids before they get grown, so they don't grow up like that. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying?
I
So you
love it.
know,
Thank you. I'm trying. I am. And you know, wait, somebody said your son is how old? 40. 40. He'll be here at 10:30. 40. Um, and so I mean, I never thought I'd see the day coming. And so it's such a blessing when you pick up this book. This book is by Ayanna Vanzant, and it's called Until Today. And I read that shit about forgiveness of your mother and your father because I've seen what it did to me and my family, the non-forgiveness. And then I saw what it did when I entered the forgiveness realm, right? And now I see that it catches fire through my son and he's entering a space, right? I mean, I think me and him are still entering a healing space too, because literally while I was in Florida, we talked at a level that we never really talk at. And then he said, let's talk when you get back. And I was like, what? You mean talk deep about feelings?
see, helping that boy heal. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Okay. So I want to say it's never too late for us to heal. I don't give a fuck how old. I am 56 years old. All right. And I'm still fucked up about a lot of shit in my life. I still have trust issues. I still have abandonment issues. Them shits are a work in progress. All right. They are. I'm still learning things about myself. Like y'all jump on here, y'all tease me about my relationships and being in love and shit like that. But the reason why, I cannot get both my feet, the reason why I cannot get both my feet over that platform when y'all be like, well, you're in a relationship, and I be like, but not really. I'm scared. It's because I've learned something about myself. And I shared this. I'm an overthinker. And I don't care if I love you. I need more than that. I'm no longer that girl that will love you and convince myself that that's enough. I know I'm not her anymore. So yes, I could love you, right? But if you're not giving me effective communication and I'm doing a lot of guessing, I might not be with you because love is not enough for me. And I know that at 56. I know that. Okay. And so when y'all be busting my chops up here about relationships and shit, I'll be like, I'm back on la la. I love a lot of shit, dick good and shit, but I need effective communication or I can't be with you. And that's it and that's all. Red Fox said, but your son may have had an experience with his kid that made him want to forgive his father because he did the same thing to him. Now he sees it wasn't right, so now he's forgiven. Possibly, Red Fox. Who knows? But whatever it was and whatever it is, it's a blessing.
I was like, just glad it happened.
Yes, those bad experiences got me here. Definitely sophisticated. All of our experience got us where we are today, right? It is for us to take each experience and turn it into a learned lesson so that we know what not to do in the future and what we need to do better, right? And all my experiences are always going to be a part of me, but I am forever going to be evolving to be a better person, to be a healthier person, have healthier communication, and understand what I need as a human being, being honest with myself and being honest with other people, which is something I never was able to do because I have trust issues. And I don't trust that you're going to take my feelings into account. But now I am moving into a space where I don't give a fuck whether you take my feelings into account or not. I'm still going to tell you.
Right.
And based on how you accept that is based on where I'm going to place you in my life. I didn't say I was no longer hurt. What are you talking about, sophisticated? Are you listening? I didn't say, did anybody on here say, I hear me say I'm no longer hurt? I said I'm no longer that person that stays quiet and doesn't express her needs. Listen, right? Right. Exactly, Shirley. Loving a person doesn't mean dealing with toxicity. Exactly, Gregorio. Self-evaluation teaches us. We do it at work. Why y'all don't do it at home? Every 6 months or once a year, your job gives you an eval. You let these motherfuckers evaluate how you do at work, giving you 3s, 4s, 2s, and 1s, and writing up summaries about how good or how shitty you are. Do you do it for yourself? Do you take a self-evaluation on how shitty you are and what areas you need to work on and where you need to forgive yourself and others?
Man, sometimes like you don't really know how much you really need somebody that really know how to communicate with you until you come across somebody that just naturally communicates with you. Man, like you ain't have to ask for the shit. You ain't have to say how you want them to communicate. No, nothing. It just happens. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
It's like a breath of fresh air. It's like you ain't about to hyperventilate no more. Your body don't feel heavy.
Yeah.
Man, you just feel like a whole weight has been lifted.
Okay, Kirsten. Yep. Yep. You know, Ghost, you so right. Because the other day I met someone, right? And I was just chopping it up. And this person said so much shit to me. And I was like, wow. Like this person volunteered shit. And I was like, wow, this person is communicating. Obviously, they're interested in me because they let me know where they are in their life. They let me know what they do for work. They let me know. It was like so much information. And I was like, wow, motherfuckers that I might have been dating for long periods of time, I don't even get that much. Right? And it makes me think like, I need that effective communication. It was like a breath of fresh air. It was like, oh my God, I didn't have to pull this from you. You shared this with me.
I ain't gotta ask you
You
a
felt
million
like I needed to
questions.
know.
I ain't gotta ask you a million questions to get the one answer I'm really looking for type shit. Like it ain't
What?
pulling teeth to get information out you. Like it just came. It
That
just
part.
came. Like
That
you took so much of a burden off of me. Like a whole fight I ain't have to go through and a whole strategy of how I'm gonna get this answer up out of you. You know, for you just to be real with me. Like god damn.
that part. Well, you know, guys, I always say I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And for the past 2 days, we're talking about forgiveness. Well, this month is about forgiveness, right? But these past 2 days, we talked about forgiveness and how you judged your mom, and forgiveness about your, about how you feel about your dad. And we talk about a lot of shit on here. We know that some people on here have toxic relationships, whether they are the baby daddy, whether they are the baby mama, whether they are the product of not having a good relationship with their parents. We talk about that on this show, right? And we talk about, good things and our bad experiences with that. It ain't easy, and I'm not a therapist and I'm not a life coach, but I'm just expressing what goes on in my life and what I've experienced and what I've seen. And you guys share the same thing, and we learn from each other. Sharing each other's perspectives is what this show is about. None of us got all the answers. We do have a life coach on here, Theodora Carter. We do have a therapist on here, Fancy K. They are licensed, certified, registered. So if any of us get crazy on here, we got somebody to calm us the fuck down. Right? So there's professionals on here. All right. So if anybody needs some assistance, just raise your hand. Somebody will jump on and help you. All right. I love y'all. So I just want to say, continue to move in a space of forgiveness. It ain't easy. I look at a lot of motherfuckers and be like, I don't think I could ever forgive you. That's my honest. I'm human. I'm not saying forgiveness route is easy. And I struggle with forgive yourself so that Forgive others so that you could be at peace. I'll be like, fuck that statement. I'm at peace. But am I? I don't know. There's some motherfuckers I don't forgive that I'm struggling to forgive right now for some shit. And I live peace in my peace. So I'm trying to figure out, how am I not feeling peaceful, not forgiving these motherfuckers? I don't know. I'm still working that aspect of my life out. But as it comes to my mother and my father, I have worked through that peace. I have worked through that forgiveness. Right. And I love them. My dad, rest in peace. My mom is still here. Okay. And so I give her all her flowers while she's still here. That's it, and that's all. And I hope the same for you guys. Yes, Gregory, I like that. Wait, Gregory said, I learned why I had abuse, self-evaluate. Why you that you did a self-evaluation and you understand that abusive and womanizer behaviors needed to change. I love that for you. Fancy K said, P, we must plan something nice for Houston in November. When is Friendsgiving? P is Deb. I gotta get used to this shit. P is Deb, right?
Man, you remember
How she
the
get
last
P?
Friendsgiving though. You remember the last Friendsgiving.
How she get P?
That wind was blowing. Oh, but okay, real quick. I remember I talked to Dalton.
You say his name is Knowledge?
Yeah, that's his name in the club.
Okay.
But I
He
told
needs
him
to cancel it.
he said he's still going.
He is? Yes! Get it, Dalton. Come on, Dalton. So who else? Tell Dalton to bring some more. Bring some more of the guys. The fuck y'all doing? I can't even believe that we didn't get more guys from the MC. Oh, is that why you got the name P? And that's why Ghost wasn't answering the question? She said my head is shaped like a porky pig. Oh my God, I'm fucking dead. I'm not going to be able to unsee it, Deb, okay? I'm not going to be able to unsee that shit. All right. So Dalton is definitely coming on a trip. I love that. And tell Dalton Dalton got that big ass room. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all no lie. I cried real tears when I had to pay my Cancun trip. I was sorry I had that big room. It was okay when I had a roommate and it was $1,300. But when I had no more roommate and I had to pay like $1,900, I was like, just for my room. And so somebody said, why did you just downgrade? I said, because I was already excited about being in the elite club. So now I'm just going to have to go.
Right. Then you get you can't brag about having this big ass room and then you show
And then I end up in the back room somewhere facing the garden.
You gotta walk through the kitchen to get to your room type shit.
Exactly. All right. And so I still have the big room and my flight is booked. And so I might not have no money when I get the fuck there.
It's all free anyway once you get there, right? All your food free anyway.
Everything is included. Well, we do need to have a little bit of money, y'all. At least have $100 extra, because we do have to take a group excursion and that's going to be separate. I want to pick between catamaran and ATV riding because I want to do something as a group so that we can have pictures and shit like that. All right, a group.
ATV shit is fun.
I know.
Maybe and I want to say in Cancun, it was in Mexico somewhere, but I rode forward through that. That shit was fun. Now take some clothes that you don't mind fucking up, because
exactly
fucked up.
Exactly, and if you opt to go horseback riding, for anybody that might take that excursion, because y'all can do anything y'all want. I just want to do one group excursion. Anybody can do whatever they want once they're there. But if you decide to go horseback riding, don't be cute like them women you see on TV and try to go in your bathing suit. Your titties will hurt. Just the fuck saying. I learned from experience.
The whole time.
Huh?
You're going to bounce the whole time.
Yes. They're going to hurt, because I tried that cute shit with the little bikini and I was like this. Hold up. That motherfucker was hurting. Okay, I cannot do that. Wear sports bra. That's it and that's all. All right. Yes, parties in my room in Cancun, definitely. All right. With that, I'm out, y'all. I'm going to close the show. But remember, link is in my bio for the summer soiree. Please come
My
on.
bro.
Tell Knowledge we're glad to have him. Well, he got my email. I sent an email, so he should see that. I
Yeah.
sent it.
But he said he had responded to somebody's email yesterday.
Mine. So I got to go read it. It was mine. I sent an email out to all the people that's going. So I got to go look. He probably did respond. So I'll check. All right. And with that, y'all, I appreciate it. This is Coffee with Friends. Thank you, Ghost, for co-hosting as always. Looking like Casablanca. What the fuck?
I mean,
Yeah. Peace. Deuces. Thank you, y'all, for joining Coffee with Friends. This is Coffee with Friends. We talk about a lot of shit here. This is a healing platform. We trying to do our best healing. Some of us on here are just entering our healing season. Some of us are in our healing season, but none of us are perfect. And that's what we have to remember. Give yourself grace, give other grace, and step into the realm of forgiveness. Forgive your shit for some shit, for whatever shit that you might have done or that you're doing right now. Right? Forgive people in your life that are close to you, like your mother and your father, because sometimes people just operate out of the tools that they were provided when they were growing up. Right? And so it is our job to do better. Try to dig deep within ourselves and figure out where we can become better people, right? And that's why when I get up in the morning, I'll be like, take that negative shit someplace else. Don't do it here. All right. But I appreciate y'all and I love y'all. Remember to give me the thumbs up on YouTube, give me the heart on TikTok, and I'm gonna send y'all out with some positive vibes, because you know, no matter how low you feel, you can still what?
Feel low, you can still go.
Hey.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go.
And you can.
Even when there's no hope, you can still go.
What?
I never answer to no, man, I still
and I don't. Hey, this is Coffee with Friends, and I'm raw to the bone. Hustle hard.
Hustle hard, hustle every single day.
Hey, get this message on your way out. Peace, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Hey, maybe. Hey.
Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain
anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient that you need. What? With the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still, yes. Hey. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Peace. Hey, hey.